We have a wild Texans update as another report reveals a potential trade up. It's been talked about for the past few days, but the Texans might be a team that trades up for an offensive lineman. At least that's the reports that I'm hearing. I feel like we hear reports every year, the day before the draft, about a certain team, and this time it's the Texans, and I don't believe any of it. I think they stay put at 25, but it is nice to kind of look in another direction in terms of looking at what do the Texans do, because I don't necessarily know. A trade up is not out. It's not ruled out by any means, but if they want to get the guy that they want, in a Kelvin Banks or somebody, they got to trade up. But if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all Texans news. This is the place to be. Really close to a huge milestone on the channel, 1,000 subs. So if you would, hit that subscribe button, join the Texans Digest family. We've been absolutely on a tear over the past few months. Just thank you for all the support. You guys have been amazing in the comments. Let me know thoughts. I mean, we've kind of been talking about it for the past 2 months, but who do you think the Texans take? We were talking about a month back, they go receiver. It's kind of just been a speculatory thing of what do they do, right? So there's rumors now that the Texans are going to trade up. And we talked about it yesterday, but Kelvin Banks is kind of the guy that they're targeting. If that's true, maybe, maybe not. I don't hate the idea for trading up for like a cornerstone tackle in Kelvin Banks, but he's probably not going to be on the board by pick 10, 11. He's projected to go to the Niners at pick 13 or pick 11. The Dolphins need a tackle. Terron Armstead just retired, so I just don't see the possibility that even this trade right here with Pittsburgh, that doesn't necessarily seem realistic to me. 21st, if Banks falls that far, maybe I consider it, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated says he would be surprised if Banks is still on the board past pick 11, which I think is a little bit high, but he is a top 10 talent. He's definitely a great tackle. Will Campbell's up there, Membu from Missouri as well. So you have a lot of potential tackles. It's just, do the Texans take somebody that's there? Apparently, they think they might move up for Gray Zabel. I don't see why, but the Texans don't need to trade up for a tackle. They don't need a tackle today. Like, if they needed a tackle and they wanted to trade up to 5 because they were so tackle needy, no. There's no need to give up so much. Like, if they wanted to do that mock trade, even with the Steelers, you give up a third-round pick in 2026. I mean, that's not terrible, but I was looking at a second round. There's just all this kind of what if, and I don't like it. It's a matter of looking at it from a realistic standpoint, and I really think they stay put. The biggest thing for me is that they've had interest in Donovan Jackson, which is awesome, because if they're sniffing around for Donovan Jackson at pick 25, he's going to most likely be there because he's ranked as a day 2 prospect. He played great at Ohio State, played really well in the playoffs, saw that he can move around the offensive line, so there's no reason the Texans should trade up. I just feel like, I know you love Kelvin Banks. He's this, cornerstone, awesome tackle. He's going to be there for years to come, whatever. Right? It's not a bad idea to trade up, but stay put, even trade back for a Donovan Jackson, and you can get some extra picks later. And there's rumors that apparently the Texans are thinking running back first or second round. We'll talk about that in the next video, probably a couple hours after this. But, I mean, a lot of stuff for the NFL draft tomorrow. And just looking at it, I'm really not sure why everyone's thinking the Texans are going to trade up. It really doesn't make sense to me. I know the rumors are there. Nick Caserio is an aggressive GM, but it doesn't make sense. And I feel like when they traded for Will Anderson, pick 3, nobody saw that coming. So this is just honestly bogus to me. I feel like pick 25, the Texans want to tackle. They're targeting Kelvin Banks. But the problem is they're pick 25 and they're not going to be there. Like, I just don't see it. Like, if you're looking at it from what do the Texans need versus what do the Texans want, I think the need outweighs the want, right? You may want Kelvin Banks, but do you need to trade up 15 picks to get him when you can get a similar caliber player in a Gray Zabel will most likely fall to 20, and then you can think about trading up. But I'm not even a biggest fan of Gray Zabel because he's from North Dakota State, a lower-level college. So, honestly, my first 2-3 picks are going to be Banks, obviously, because if he's there, I doubt it. Emeka Egbuka should definitely be a thought for your quarterback, C.J. Stroud, who played with him in college. Continue that chemistry. Or trade back, get Donovan Jackson. It's a really good idea. I love it. there's not many guys that stand out. Tyler Booker's there as well. So I feel like with the amount of guys that the Texans are looking at, and Caserio did say they have a smaller draft board, but it's not likely to be Kelvin Banks. And as much as they love Banks, they need to be realistic about, hey, we're not going to trade up 10 spots and overpay for somebody just because we love them. It sounds like a Nick Caserio thing to do, but I really just don't believe any of this is going to happen. I think they're going to stay put at 25. They will most likely trade back or take a tackle. I would love to see them do something different and surprise people with Emeka Egbuka. I don't think it happens, but if it does, call me a genius. Sure, I told the Texans to do that. No, I'm just kidding. But looking at the team in general, if they get Emeka Egbuka, it will round out the offense. I don't think they do it just because they got Justin Watson. But Nick Caserio also got 3 veterans on the offensive line. So you can weigh your options, and that's the good thing about getting some veterans for you drafting a rookie in the first round. Even if he's a Kelvin Banks and he's ready to go day one, you can also sit him behind and have him learn from somebody who's been in the league for multiple years. So that's what you love to see from Nick Caserio. Building this team, he's got a plan. You know Caserio, he might think about trading up. He is an aggressive general manager, but is it smart to do that? So I look at all the options, and it's weird to me that they're sniffing around for a potential trade up. It's just weird because it doesn't make sense. Kelvin Banks, Donovan Jackson, Gray Zabel, Josh Simmons. I hope the Texans are out on Simmons just because of the knee injury, but let me know what you think. I really don't know how to feel about if the Texans were to trade up 10 to 15 spots and draft Kelvin Banks, because you could get the similar caliber guy from Oregon. So I don't know. Call me crazy, but you don't need to trade up in this draft. You don't need to reach on a player just because you love him. And I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but it really is just kind of like I read this article and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. It's not a terrible idea, but it's like, why? What's the significance? Why not just stay put? Why not just trade back when you have running back, defensive tackle, wide receiver, maybe tight end to fill, right? These are things you have to think about, and although you do have a small draft board, that doesn't mean being aggressive. Now, I could be saying this, and then Caserio could actively make a trade to like number 7 and fool everybody, and maybe he takes like Loveland from Michigan. But I feel like I've seen this team long enough, and I know that they are aggressive to a point, but not overly aggressive. Caserio has a way about him to where he will be very strategic, very smart, and trade for the certain players that he wants to see. If that actually happens or not, we'll see. But the fact that there's rumors around him trading, it just makes me think that they're not going to do that. So call me crazy, but the Texans, at least that from my perspective, they're not trading up. They're not. They're staying put at 25, or they are trading back. Or they're going to trade up 5 spots and draft Emeka Egbuka or somebody that they like. They're not going to trade up more than 10 spots. It's just not going to happen. It's not likely. The Texans need to be smart. And although I don't hate the fact of trading up because you don't have much time, this is the team that has to win now. You got to go win a Super Bowl. You got a quarterback on a rookie contract who's proved himself to be a pretty good player. Why not go get his college receiver? Yes, the offensive line was a problem. Yes, you addressed it. But that doesn't mean that the first round, there's more tackles, right? You can go get a tackle in the second round. I feel like it's a little bit condensed because when you look at the tackle market, after the first round, there's definitely not the best caliber players. So it's something to consider. So Donovan Jackson, I don't mind that first round. You get maybe a Trey Harris, a Kyle Williams, somebody in the second round, but you have that luxury to play around with. Whether you go tackle receiver, tackle guard receiver, running back, guard, tackle, whatever you want to do, it is there to do well. And I only say look at tackle or guard only because this is the team that needs that, because early in the draft, you're going to find that. If you look later in the draft, it's not likely you're going to find a good player at a tough position. Offensive line is a very tough position to play, and you got to find the right guy, and that's why they're talking about moving up for Kelvin Banks. I personally just don't believe it. I think you either go receiver or you stay put, you go Donovan Jackson and Josh Simmons. I know I've said that about 8 times, but just reiterating, Texans, a potential trade up. Sneaky, but not likely. So let me know your thoughts. This is pretty interesting. I think we're going to do another video. Amarian Hampton is rumored for the Texans, and I don't like it one bit. So we're going to talk about it right after this. If you want to check it out, go ahead. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Join the Texans Digest family. It's been a lot of fun. Mike Zanetti. Appreciate everyone watching. Comment down below. All the support's been awesome. Just appreciate everybody. Sincerely do. Really appreciate it. But thank you for watching. We'll see you maybe on draft night. No, in the next video.